Buenos días, buenas tardes, and buenas noches at whatever time you're tuning in. Welcome to Business Matters Podcast with Laura Nowlin. Today I'm here with another Nevada Hispanic Business Group member, Al.
Hi,
Welcome to the show, Al.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you, Laura. You have a fantastic show. And I do want to tell you that I am very impressed with your personality and the way you present yourself. And I wouldn't have joined this group if it weren't for you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, Dunya, our executive director. Yes, thank you.
Right.
We appreciate that. So, Al, let us get to know a little bit about who you are, right?
Okay.
How did you get here to Vegas? What's your story?
First of all, my story goes, I was raised in Los Angeles.
Ooh.
I graduated in high school in 1978. Okay, I wanted to be an engineer since I was a kid, and I got accepted to Irvine to go study engineering.
Whoa.
And I went down there, and UC Irvine's engineering program was not the best, but when I saw the beach, Newport Beach down there, and I saw how nice and organized.
Beautiful.
And I've been a conservative my whole life. I go, my God, I hit the jackpot.
Yes.
The American dream is for real. Everything I grew up in LA on the east side of Los Angeles.
East LA.
Yeah, I grew up in East LA, and that's why I fell in love with East Las Vegas because, and I was like, man, and so I lived there for 38 years, and when I wanted to retire, I go, I'm going to come over here, check it out. I have a brother who lives in Henderson, and Henderson's a little bit like Irvine. I remember talking to my brother. He's a half-brother, and so I go, I'm going to go check it out, and then I found a really good deal up there on, I've always liked townhomes. I wanted to buy a townhome and then invest in some townhomes. That was my plan.
Yeah.
I wanted to do my business, and then if I liked it, I was going to sell my home over in California and then invest here.
Right.
So I went up to Lake Mead in Hollywood, and I saw all the $1,000 million homes over there on Hollywood Boulevard and the nice area and the view looking down.
Oh, beautiful.
As a matter of fact, our sheriff, Kevin McMahill, we're opening up a new sheriff station. He went up there on Hollywood Boulevard, and he goes, my guys are going to love the view. They're going to, and I go, now I know he knows that I know why I fell in love with this place.
Right,
and
right.
So I've been here since 2017. And I see that Nevada is growing. It reminds me when I went to Irvine in 1978, it was all orange groves. It was not. It was just a school.
Yes, orange groves everywhere.
Everyone was orange, and now it's a big city. And I'm going, hey, I'm going to get to relive this all over again. But let me tell you a problem with Irvine. Now, Irvine has 33% of the Fortune 500 companies are in Irvine, but there's a big problem with Irvine. When you're the safest city in the country, you're also the most boring city in the country. And we are not boring.
We're definitely not boring.
We're growing. We have it all. We have excitement. We have growth. We have great people like yourself and people who want to build something. And you know what? We're going to do it. And I'm so glad to be a part of it. And work with people like you guys, that are just incredible, what you're doing, what all of us are doing. The Hispanic community, we are the sixth largest economy in the world, and we're the second largest voting bloc.
Oh, definitely.
And our values align with what is our country about? Family, God, jobs, security, freedom, capitalism, and education. And what are Latino values? Family, God's jobs, security, freedom, capitalism. I don't care if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat or you're a nonpartisan. You walk up to a Latino, you go, I know 7 things about you. Oh, what do you know about me? I know you believe in family, God, jobs, security. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what I want. That's who I am, and that's what I'm about.
Big shout out to Nevada Hispanic Business Group. See Us Now Staffing sponsors Nevada Hispanic Business Group. Yours truly, Laura Nowlin, is one of the co-founders of Nevada Hispanic Business Group. And what we do is every time you join Nevada Hispanic Business Group, then Business Matter Podcast, you get to be on our show for 30 minutes to be able to highlight your business. So make sure that you join Nevada Hispanic Business Group today. Well, we have so much in common. I was actually born in Mexico, but I was raised in a city called Redlands, California.
I've heard of Redlands.
Okay, so Redlands was very beautiful as I was growing up. A lot of orange grove trees everywhere. We had so much water in the city of Redlands that they would actually dump it because they either use it or lose it. So when you tell me we have a water shortage, I'm like, bull.
Right,
We
exactly.
don't. We have a water overage. It's just sometimes we don't know how to manage it.
That's
so that's
correct,
where I
yeah.
grew up. And when I came here to Vegas in 2006, and I was ready to buy home out here, when I went to the east side, Lake Mead and Hollywood area,
Okay.
and I walked into the home that we're living in now, and I walked through the back door, and this breeze came by. You know, there's
Right,
really not
right.
breezes here in
Actually,
Vegas. There was
I
a
don't mean to interrupt
breeze.
it, but that's correct. We are neighbors. I just
Yeah.
remember that. That's
We
you,
are.
me, and Maria Caminero. We live in the same area.
Yes,
Don't you
east
love
side.
our area?
I
Don't you
totally
our view?
love it.
Can't you just fall in love with that
Oh,
area?
yes. So from my backyard, for first, I felt the breeze, and I'm like, California, this is our home. Then there was a pool, and it was all dirt everywhere else, right? But there was a pool, and then I looked up, and there was palm trees.
Right.
And then the beautiful view of the mountain. I will tell you, I'm 2 blocks away from the mountains and 2 blocks away from the ghetto. I feel so comfortable in my comfort zone. I love my area.
Well, you know, one thing that I forgot to mention is that, you know, Newport Beach has a lot of boats. You know,
Yes.
I lived on Lido Island where we have a boat parade Christmas every year, you know. And one of the things that also, I never really liked boats myself, but one of the things when I first got to Lake Mead in Hollywood, I saw all the boats
Yes,
going.
going up to the
and
Lake
I go,
Mead.
oh my God, I'm back where I'm at.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I'm like, this is my home. I fell in love with it in an instant,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoy fighting for our community every day.
So do I. You know, I'm here to serve and not to be served.
Exactly.
And that's how I wake up in the morning.
Right.
How can I make this country better?
Right.
Right? Every day, it's one person at a time.
Right.
Al, one person
Well, you know,
at a time.
I believe in God. You know, I'm a
Yes,
Christian.
me
I don't
too.
put it, you know, well, most Latinos believe in God. I don't push my religion on anybody. But what I've learned is when I get on a project, I always ask God, put good people in my path.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I found a lot of good people through you. You know, I like you. You got with me. I'm going to be honest. I don't tell this to everybody because I'm very. But with me, Laura, instant credibility. The way you present yourself.
Oh.
And I go, this lady is a winner. Whatever she's involved, I know is going to win. And I do, and look at that, you're my neighbor.
Yes, I'm your neighbor. So together we need to
But we have that in
revitalize that
common.
area.
We have
Totally.
those
Yes.
values.
Yes,
have that
we
in common,
do.
you know,
We
so
do.
so we're doing that, you know, and then I like to speak what I'm doing in our area. If you have
Yes,
some time.
absolutely. That's where our next step is. What is it that you're doing now here in Vegas? 'Cause
Okay,
I know you're very involved in our community.
Right. Well, you know, I kind of see myself like a little ant. You know, I'm not.
Una hormiguita.
Una hormiguita. You know, I don't. You know, if I'm successful, it's because of the people I'm around, like yourself, and the support that I'm getting from you and Dunya. You know, and that we have great people. You know, I'm just I'm one person, but there's a lot of great organizations. We're an exciting area, like I said. But what I ran for office, because you know there was a lot of homeless in our area.
Yes.
There was, you know, we live in an area where we have about 30 businesses. We have like an Albertsons, a McDonald's, a Dollar Tree, Jack in the Box, 4 7-Elevens within about a half a mile radius. Okay, we have the HOA that I live in. I have always liked HOAs. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I could buy a home, but the homes, for me, it doesn't work because the neighbor's always watching you. It's too. I have more privacy in a gated townhome community than I have in a residential. And anyway, so you know, I wanted to come here to you know enjoy Vegas, sell my software. I'm an engineer, and then I saw all the homeless. And when I lived in Irvine, I know that everybody in the community is involved. If there's something suspicious, we get on top of it, you know. And I go, you know, I know how to fix all this stuff. So first I ran for office. I thought being an assemblyman would make a difference. And it does to a point, but I later learned that the most important thing is to be involved with the community. So we had a lot of homeless coming into our HOA, and so I went with Metro. I know that the best community support law enforcement, keep kids in school.
Yes.
So is that correct?
Yes,
And everybody
yes.
agrees. So I said, you know what, I have to work with law enforcement. So one of the great things about Clark County is we have Coffee with the Cop, okay, and we have First Tuesdays. So it's easy for the person to get engaged with Metro. So I told them I want to start a neighborhood watch program. And we told them, because we were getting a lot of homeless. They came, they said, no problem. They go, we'll talk to your HOA. And they talk to the HOA. They go, we're going to send out an email blast and we're going to meet at the pool. Okay, so they contacted the HOA. They did an email blast. 45 of us showed up at the pool. Okay, there's about 200 people and 225. And then they told us, you guys need to set up 3 neighborhood captains to take care of their segments. Set up a web page for your home, for your
Association?
HOA, for your neighborhood watch.
Okay.
Because we're not part of the HOA, we're a private group, and you got to have group texting and text yourself each other the criminals that are. And we started doing that, and in 2.5 weeks, we cleared out the whole area.
Nice teamwork.
Teamwork. You know what?
Yes,
if anybody knows about teamwork, it's you. And then 2 years later, we had the homeless land on our landscaping between the wall and the street. So then we went out there. We trespassed them. They went across the street. They trespassed them. They came back, and I go, "This is ridiculous. We're going to start a neighborhood watch in the whole area." So I went to all the businesses. I gave them my business card. Mm-hmm. I let them know. I printed out business cards. I got T-shirts. And I went, and in about 2 weeks, I was networked with the whole community.
Nice.
And in it took us about 3 weeks to a month, we cleared out most of the homeless. And now we're networked with every business. We're networked with the owners of the empty lots. Okay, I have trespassing rights. I'm like I have trespassing rights for some people that own a lot, but they live about an hour away.
Right.
So I can trespass them, and I have a document. I work with one of your neighbor here, who I'm also networked everybody here in your area.
Very good.
I think the homeless has come down, and it's only going to get better when your owner come down. And I'm working with one of your neighboring business. They have a notary, which is very nice. They do DMV work. I recommend them. They came and they notarized our document.
Nice.
And right now, we've gotten rid of all the encampments in our area.
Beautiful.
And I don't know if you see a difference in the area over there.
I do. I used to go to Albertsons, and it was completely packed with homeless people, where it was really even difficult to get from one area to the door from your vehicle, because it's like they approach you, right? And so I don't see that anymore when I go to Albertsons. So I really like that.
Right, and we're networked with Albertsons. Okay, we do. They've already changed managers 3 times. We're going to be having another coffee with the cop and inviting the businesses. We're also going to be. I'm also networked with Shine a Light. We're going to start clearing out the wash. We have a wash down there. Okay, and then I've been doing security for Dollar Tree now, volunteer security, because a lot of the kids from Sunrise High School were staying at McDonald's, and then they'd come and steal. And honestly, instead of getting a real education, they were getting an education on how to steal.
Yes, they even broke windows, the glass, all broken. It's really sad to watch that happen.
Right.
So thank you for making a difference.
So I went over there. The kids, and this is for you parents out there, hopefully you take this clip and send it out, that Dollar Tree will not allow a minor to go in without their parent.
Very good. Sometimes you have to go to that, because if not, then everything gets a lot higher. It's behind cages, right? Albertsons is like a bunch of stuff is in cages, right? In glass. It's crazy.
But it's not only that. The kids learn. First they think, oh, you know what? It's okay to steal. They start stealing at the stores, and then they graduate to stealing cars and breaking into homes.
Right.
So we wanna stop that. And a new program that we're going to be coming up with is working with the principals. The schools are responsible for a kid from when they leave school to when they get home. And we're going to work with the schools to educate the kids about stealing and the consequences, and work with the schools so that our kids, after school, they're not congregating and figuring out how to go steal from Walmart, Walgreens, Albertsons, and all that other stuff. So we're working on many levels for the homeless, not only the adult homeless. There's actually adults that are going in there and stealing. There's homeless people that are
running
stealing.
out with the stuff.
and there's kids that are stealing. And so we got the kids, the homeless, we're also getting them. You know, we have a lot of laws like trespassing law. Like, people don't know that if you walk into a store, first of all, if I tell you that you can't come in and you come in, you've already committed a crime. You're trespassing. And if I call 911 and they're recording me talking to you, they've already logged that and they're logging the conversation that you've already been trespassed. Okay? Then I could go in there and file a report, even as a citizen, and then if you like it, you can press charges. So in other words, let's say I'm doing security for you here, right? And I see a crime, I can report a crime.
Yes,
because
yes.
it's against the law to stop anybody from reporting a crime. Now, if you want to press charges, then you can. I could go report a crime. If you don't want to press charges, that's fine, right?
Right.
But if you want to press charges, then you can. And you know, so we have a lot of laws that we are just not educated about, and that's what my group does. Safe Communities Network. You know, we're educating businesses like here in your area. Here, when I came, we're already all networked. All
Nice.
your businesses know that. You know, we have some ideas like here we're gonna put stones there so they can't sleep there in the morning. When the owner gets big, hopefully on the street too. And you know, the safety level right now is only, even though it's increased a lot, maybe by it's a ton from before I got here, it's gonna even go 10 times higher, because we're gonna do a meeting with the owner of the lot and with Cardenas and with all these other, and we're all going to be together and we're going to be able to clear up this area, because we want this group to succeed. We want people to feel safe when they come here,
Yes.
and I want them to know that we're networked with the security thing, and we don't want to get a bad rap that you're coming to an unsafe area.
Shout out to our sponsor, See Us Now Staffing. You can get a hold of them at 702-902-2448. Remember, they help you build a winning team of professionals. No, I love it. Thank you so much for doing that. What is the best way that someone can get a hold of you to help them in their neighborhood?
Well, the best way you get to my card. Now, I'm on the my card, Safe Communities Network, is on the internet. You can follow me and send me a message.
Okay, you're on social
I'm on
media.
social media, and then I will send you my card with my telephone number. And anytime you see anything, you can call me and send me a picture. Hey, what do I do in this situation? Now, I'm connected with the commissioners.
Okay.
I'm connected with law enforcement. We're part of Neighborhood Watches supported by Metro. So you could even start your own neighborhood watch in your area. We can help you. Okay, I'm connected with the city councils. Okay, and with the Fix It app, there's an app that we can. And so we're networked with a lot of businesses, a lot of elected officials. You know, our model, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you on our business card, on the back of our card. Hold on a second. I want to show you. This is the model that Irvine, or the best, safest communities. So you see it says Safe Communities there?
Yeah, so they
And
can see this on your website then.
Yeah, that's on my
Safest counties, right? Support law enforcement, and it breaks it down like a triangle shape. I
Right.
don't know if you could see that.
You look at where I grew up in LA County, and I went to school in Orange County, which is their neighbor. Two counties, one is known for the highest homelessness in the country. The other one is known for safety. How is it that two counties in the same state are so different? It's because you got to attack things at the county level.
County level.
Does that make sense or
Oh,
not?
no, yeah, the county is the actual most powerful positions
Right.
here besides the governor, right?
Exactly.
I think the county actually has more pull than the governor. So Al, thank you so much for coming on the show. I just want to remind everyone to click the link below and follow us. So follow Business Matters Podcast with Laura Nowlin. Until the next time, God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.